Well, it is that season again, isn't it? Halloween's over, the jackets are coming out, and thankfully I haven't been seeing pumpkin spice everything recently. Did earlier, but but on that note, I actually saw a sign along the road for garage, and it said, "They're back, pumpkin spice brake pads." And that was kind of a win. I had to share that. But let's talk about that feeling. We have insecurities at every stage of dating. We have that kind of nervousness about it and all that, and that's totally normal. But when you're meeting for one of the first dates, there's always that kind of, palms sweaty, oh my God, are they gonna come? You know, are are they everything they, do they match the profile? And especially, oh my God, what am I gonna talk about? What if I sound dull? What if I'm not interesting? Or what if I sound like an idiot? We all get that, especially in the early first dates. So here's a couple of pointers to help out with that. And let's take Chris. Now, Chris is exactly in this position. He's in a coffee shop. He's nervous. Palms are sweaty. He's going to meet Sarah. Sarah seems to be really nice. And, she only had one profile picture, but she seems pretty from it. And he's there. And again, he's wondering, it's like, are they even going to show up? What's going to happen? What if she finds me dull? So all of a sudden, that all goes away. He hears the tinkle of the bell above the door, and in walks, and he recognizes her from the photo. So that's a good sign. There's Sarah. And she looks fantastic, and she looks very much, and the text exchange between them was great, right? Like, well, he found her responses great. He kind of lamented that, it's like, well, mine are, seem short and dumb and clumsy kind of thing, a little bit. Look, we're always our own harshest critic. So it's not that they were, just that's how he feels. She recognizes him. She almost glides over. And that's when you notice that where your brain used to be treading water in the whirlpool of all your thoughts, there is now no whirlpool and there's nothing in there. Hold up. Let's remind Chris of a couple of things, shall we? Chris needs to remember that this isn't a TED Talk or a trade show presentation or a comedy run. He's not doing a stand-up show. He doesn't have to carry the whole conversation. So let's put that nugget in there. The second thing is that he got to stop psyching himself out. This is something that happens at every stage of dating. We psych ourselves out. We put so much emphasis. We kind of build it up so that, it seems like everything, all of our future happiness all comes down to this going well. And that's not necessarily the case. That's an exaggeration. But it's our exaggeration going on up here. All Chris has to do, and this is counterintuitive, is sit back, say hello, and make a friend. So let's head back to Chris. If Chris follows that advice, all he's got to do is say hello. Start with that. Let things happen. But more importantly, if you want to be interesting, the biggest catch, the simplest trick is to be interested. Curious. That's what making the friend is all about. Find out more about them. Again, you don't have to carry the conversation, and the more interested you are in them, the more the conversation is going to kind of follow its own flow. Now, this may be somebody you're really excited about, or, you want this to happen. This is where getting out of one's own way is, don't get me wrong, it's not an easy skill. It's easy to say it. It can be hard to do. But getting out of our own way and just letting things flow. So that's big. It's very big. If you find that this is you during your first dates, or you're not sure kind of, how to, if you're not comfortable on how you stand out, or you're worried about, oh, well, I'm dull, or I'm not very interesting, or, not every woman is looking for an international man of mystery / secret agent / we don't live in a world of spies. There are spies in our world, but we don't live in a world of spies. So you don't have to be that. You just have to be consistent and authentic. If that's just something you want help with, or you need to talk to somebody about, hi, my name is Richard Struther, and I am the Widower's Wingman. I help people find the most incredible relationships after loss. You can find me at thewidowerswingman.com. There's a link there to book a free call. It says 45 minutes. I'm not concerned about that. We're going to take the time we need to find out who you are, what you need, and make sure that you get to the right resources. It's not a sales call. Like and subscribe if you like. But more importantly, if you know somebody who would find this useful, please share it with them. It's not helpful if it doesn't get into the hands of the people who need to see it. I will see you guys in the next video if I don't get the privilege of meeting you first.